Okay, it's 7:02. I'm going to call a special meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. Our first item of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. Alan, would you like this? Allegiance to the flag of the United States. All members of the Board of Selectmen are here and present. I want to extend our appreciation to the Board of Education for letting us use one of their classrooms in the elementary school tonight. The next item of business is the approval of meeting minutes. Meeting minutes are in your packet. Everybody had a chance to review them?
Those meeting minutes of May 18th were already approved last meeting with a correction on page 5, where I think it was Sarah that made a motion to correct Melissa Mulcahy and make it Melissa LaBelle on page 5 under discuss and improve town facilities. 4 5 down, there's a Melissa Mulcahy that should not have been Melissa Mulcahy.
Okay, don't do it.
So that correction was made last meeting and then approved.
Okay. All right, we can table those we go after.
No, we didn't table it. We approved them. You approved them last meeting.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's no need for any further action this evening.
Okay.
If we already acted, it would just be redundant to do so again.
Right.
All right. Public participation. This is one of the public's 2 opportunities to address members of the Board of Selectmen. Is there anybody from the public who would like to address the board? Okay, I have something, and this was something that I did on behalf of the Board of Selectmen for Chief Carl. That was supposed to be ready for his swearing in on Thursday evening. It was ready Friday morning. And then I thought it not appropriate to bring it to the celebration on Saturday, so I figured it'd be best to commemorate it and give it to him here. He's getting quite the collection lately. This is a proclamation from the town of East Windsor. Whereas Matthew J. Carl has been appointed Chief of Police in the town of East Windsor, and whereas Chief Carl has roots in our community that are both deep and wide, spanning his entire 27-year career so far. And whereas Chief Carl is the 5th Chief of Police in the history of the East Windsor Police Department, whereas Chief Carl is the 1st Chief of Police to rise entirely through the ranks of the department from patrol officer to detective to administrative lieutenant to Chief of Police. And whereas Chief Carl has been long recognized by all as the unofficial leader of the police department, having earned respect from superiors, peers, subordinates, and partners across the community. Now therefore, on behalf of the Board of Selectmen and the entire town of East Windsor, I, First Selectman Jason Bowser, do hereby offer our most sincere congratulations and best wishes to Chief Matthew J. Carl that he assumes command of the East Windsor Police Department. Chief Carl has earned the respect and support of our entire community, and we wish him much success in the years ahead. Chief Carl, thank you. I'd say welcome, but thank you so much. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Very kind. Thank you. Thank you. That's tremendous.
Okay.
You need a bigger office. It's got a bigger office. It's finally done for the most part.
Yeah.
I started moving my stuff in today. First thing I moved in was a plant.
Okay, so June is Pride Month and as has been our practice, since we all took office, I issued a proclamation commemorating Pride Month. That's included in your packet. We do have one reappointment. This one will require a little debate, I think. Selectman Baker, I mean, Mr. Baker is term on the Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Agency is up. Does anybody want to reappoint him?
Yes,
Yes.
I'll move to reappoint Alan Baker to the Inland Wetland and Watercourse Agency as a regular member for a term expiring June 30th, 2027.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? I would say I'm of course kidding. Thank you very much for your leadership in this policy area. You really are a valuable resource.
How many years was that?
I don't know. I was on for a while, then I was off for a little while, and then I was on for a while. I don't know.
A lot of us. Thank you for continuing with me.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 items of business for public discussion. So first, I talked with you all last week about, wanting to reengage the company that did the leadership development stuff for town staff last, I want to say it was last October. We have a date, Friday, November 17th. And I'd like to do the same thing and actually kind of build on that, and the success that happened at that last, training, particularly because that will be after the election. I think that's a good opportunity for, feedback from staff from, from all levels of the organizational chart in terms of charting out a course for the community for the ensuing 4 years. So we have the money within the general fund. This would come out of the, Public Works, professional services line. So all I need is authorization to sign the contract and we can set the date for that. And then hopefully you guys can all put that on your calendars.
Come on, Public Works.
Professional services line, the planning line. I was very close to having it in, community outreach, but
I think it was a better choice.
Oh, yeah.
Just throwing it out there. I'll make a motion that we enter into, the contract with Empower Leadership, the East Windsor Staff and Empower Leadership 2023, function.
Second,
Any discussion?
You need to allow those, you need to amend your amendment that happens.
Yeah, you know where you was.
I'll amend it to authorize the first selectman to enter into the contract.
I'll amend my second also.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I don't have copies of the engagement letter, but I'll tell you what's going on here. So Pullman Conley is conflicted out of a couple of tax appeal matters, that were timely. So Josh gave me a recommendation for an attorney. I want to say his name is Michael Collins, like the astronaut, out of, Howard and Sage to do the tax appeal work. He sent me the engagement letter, which I thought I had sent around, and I see now it's not in the packet. So we can either table that, or, I can read it to you and we can take it from there. I don't have the means of printing it in there. Here.
That's all mine.
No, I don't need to read it.
So,
Yeah, how many pages is it?
55.
6 pages.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'll give you the nuts and bolts. It's an hourly rate for tax appeal matters in two cases. One is.
Can you just email it to us?
Can do that,
Okay. Oh, then I can't get on here because I'm.
Get on Charlie's hotspot.
So here are the highlights. First and foremost, it's, the attorney recommended by Josh to take up tax appeal matters. The 2 matters that it governs is the tax appeal from Walmart and tax appeal from, DG Connecticut Solar 3 LLC. The hourly rate is $225, and that is basically there. Oh, it's 6 pages in total. It's the 4 of the 6 pages is their statement of work and their ethics disclosures. The nuts of it are just 1 page.
Can you email it anyway?
Yes. You want me to do that now, or you want me to read it?
Just email
Does he say, well, I'm assuming that it's because you're financial Walmart and so.
That's the conflict, yeah.
That's the conflict.
Yeah, so when Pullman Conley is conflicted out, we either grant a waiver,
Yeah.
meaning both parties grant a waiver, or we don't.
Yeah.
There, just by way of example, there were a couple of recent solar matters where there was a conflict and they asked for a waiver, and I said, absolutely not. If we don't get the benefit of having Josh's partner, Lee Huffman, as our counsel, the bad guy.
Right.
So
Okay.
there have been instances, there's been 1 instance where we waived it, and most instances where we have not.
And if the price of this tolerance stage comparable or less than
225.
225.
It's a very good deal.
certificate companies.
Actually, their municipal practice, is led by a guy named Rich Roberts. He does, municipal law and land use. And he's like one of CPM's go-to people for, legal opinions and things like that. Sorry, I didn't have the copy of the CMU.
All right. I'm gonna go 5 minutes longer than anticipated.
So for the benefit of the audience, this is in regards to services that this office will provide to defend the interests of the town of East Windsor in 2 tax assessment appeals brought against it, one by DG Connecticut Solar 3 LLC, and the other by Walmart Stores East Limited Partnership. Rules of professional responsibility. Where it's required that we have a written agreement concerning the services we will perform for you. Purpose of this letter is to define the scope of our relationship with you and to explain the terms of our business relationship. Howard and Stage LLP, the resident of the town of East Windsor, in defending the tax assessment actions brought against it by property owners in the litigation. I, being Michael Collins, will be the attorney responsible for the defense of the case. We will bill for our services based on the hourly rates of the lawyers and legal assistants involved. The hourly rate in this matter for our services is $225. Howard and Stage LLP has developed standard terms of engagement for legal services, a copy of which is attached and incorporated herein. Please contact me if you have any questions or concerns regarding these standard terms. We ask that you acknowledge receipt of this letter and your agreement with its terms by signing and dating this correspondence and returning it to us. We look forward to working with you and we thank you for providing us the opportunity to be of service to you. Very truly yours, Michael C. Collins, Attorney.
I'll move to accept the contract between Town of East Windsor, Holleran and Sage, and authorize its first selectman to sign.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I will execute that. All right, now we get to a discussion and approval of the MOU with Melissa LaBelle regarding amendment to her contract, particularly pertaining to vacation time carryover. You'll recall we discussed this at our last meeting. This is the actual MOU that would be attached to the back of our contract for the duration of that term until it's incorporated there in the next iteration. And the language follows the supervision contract.
Make a motion that we allow, the first selectman to sign into the memorandum of understanding between Town of East Windsor and Melissa LaBelle as presented.
Second.
Motion has been made, seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Too much. The last couple of weeks have been pretty happy ones. They're pretty rooted in ceremony, not the least of which is the seating of Chief Carl officially being sworn in on Thursday night. I was happy to attend with all of you the 50th anniversary of the police department on Saturday. On Wednesday of last week, I attended the senior center for the standard monthly coffee that I do with them, which is where I just visit with them and basically talk to them about whatever they'd like to talk about. The conversation this week significantly revolved around issues at Park Hill. So I've talked to Linda Collins and John Burnham and trying to facilitate a time for the 3 of us to have a special coffee hour visit at the senior center to talk about those issues in particular. Today I went to Park Hill and I had every other month I go there for coffee and visit with them. Same deal, I talk about whatever they wanted to talk about, and they were particularly interested in talking about all of the things that are kind of in the queue in the pipeline, from the community center to the playground to the lights to the ARPA projects, and they were asking pretty engaged questions around those, particularly with an excitement towards seeing those things coming to reality. So the general public is noticing the things that we do. Those are really the highlights over the last couple of weeks for me. Marie.
No, I have nothing.
Sarah.
On June sixth, I attended a grant writing workshop sponsored by the East Windsor Greater Together Community Fund at the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving, which was given by Kathy Randall. Kathy has given presentations for the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities, Beacon Health, and is a grant writer for CREC. The presentation was very informative and professionally done, and I was very grateful that it was offered. It went over the process from searching for grants, different sources of funding and their advantages and disadvantages, to applying and following through with an annual report with helpful tips along the way. I was really glad that I was able to attend, and it will definitely be beneficial to me in the future. And Jason mentioned the swearing in ceremony for Chief Carl and the 50th anniversary of the police department, which I was delighted to attend. They were both very nicely done, and I'm really optimistic for the future of the police department and future collaboration with them. And it was just a great week, and East Windsor very positive. And I'm looking forward to the summer concert series starting off on Thursday. And congratulations to East Windsor High School, who graduates tomorrow night.
Thank you. Charlie?
Let's see, on Monday, June 5th, I attended the Royal Point Fire District meeting. They established their, budget for next year of $1,194,859 and a mill rate of 2.3 mils. They also had their elections that same week. Austin Holden and Charlie Miller were reelected without any opposition. And then officers were selected: Rachel Sapper, who will be chair again, John Burnham, vice chair, DJ Barton, treasurer. And they had, fire department had 66 incidents in the month of May, most of which being medical assistance to the ambulance. And the fire marshal's office completed 25 inspections. That's all I have that hasn't been already noticed.
Thank you, sir.
I have a short report as well. I guess I'd want to start off by congratulating Matt. I think it's been a great, it was a trying month and ended up in a really great space. And I think that really attending the annual banquet Friday night or Saturday night, I was left with the feeling that like the town had turned a corner. I really feel like a lot of people are just all pulling in the same direction, and it's really a kind of a new feeling and a good feeling. So I look forward to the future. Other than that, Broad Brook Fire Department just report that their truck is about 9 months delayed. Wow. There's parts, in the thing, so they'll probably have it pretty close to paid off by the time they get it.
Wow.
So they're very aggressive with their financing and how they how they paid it so far. So they're at least that's going well. It will be 9 months longer, so 9 months past this August, which was the original date.
Is it the steering wheel?
Probably, yeah, I think it's
For us, it was the
they're
steering
doing one of the tires. No. It was, last I had heard it was in the sheet metal shop, and then things took a turn for the worse, so I imagine something about the body that they.
Just to add on to what, Alan and the others have said, the one thing at the 50th, anniversary that made me think there was a turning point, it was when the Broad Brook Fire Department and the Warehouse Point Fire Department came together, as the honor guard. I didn't think I would ever see that in my lifetime, and the fact that they presented to the new chief, a plaque with both of their departments, and then Jim Barton, the third, Jim Barton, the third chief of the Warehouse Point Fire Department, got up and said that, it's the beginning of the team building that's necessary, because we all, and I don't want to get the quote wrong, but I know I'm going to get, that it takes a team to get things done. That was probably the best thing that I've ever heard happen in the last 15 years in this town. That all the departments, the ambulance, the emergency management, the police department, and the two fire departments are saying they're looking forward to working together as a team. So however that come about, and I have to give that credit for your nomination as the chief of police, because I think, it's an agreement that this board and the other two people that were on it, did the right thing, by making you chief, so, I think we've got good things to look forward to in the future. But kudos to all of them and their hard work.
Well said. Public participation, this is the public's second opportunity to address members of the board of selectmen. I'll first ask if there's anybody here in the room who would like to address members of the board, and then I'll turn to, Gulliver on the Zoom there and see if she has anything she'd like to say. Is there anybody who would like to address the board? Yes.
Just sort of reflecting what Marie had mentioned, looking back over the last 4 years at this board and all that's been accomplished. I know elections are coming up, and I would certainly hope to see the same group of people as we have now on the next board.
All five. All five.
All five.
Yes. Can only get better.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Yeah.
Melissa, would you like to say anything? Or are you still on layover?
I'm still here. Hopefully getting on a flight at 11.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. So our next item of business is executive session. I've asked for a motion to go into executive session to include the chief of police and the finance director. So
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are in executive session at 7:24. Sabo, there will be no votes afterwards. So you're done for tonight. I'll get the video posted for you if you need to.
So it's a good night, Jerry.
Yes.
Good night. Yeah, bye, Tom.